Hello, Gemini. Elsie here to do a reading for you. How you doing, Gemini? I hope you're well. And this is a weekly reading. If you do have a placement in Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or Jupiter, Gemini, this could be for you. Please keep in mind it's a general reading. It's not going to resonate for everyone. And at that point, hopefully, it is just entertainment. So, thanks for all the ways that you love on the channel. Let's find out what's going on for you in this 9-card draw. Tell me about Gemini, please. Tell me about Gemini. We have the 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. We have the Ace of Cups. We have the 5 of Wands. It feels like you're going to or thinking about, it's almost like you're in a street fight with your heart here, is what it feels like. The 5 of Wands tells me that you are in indecision about something that I feel that you've been doing for a long time, that you are thinking of removing yourself from here. The 10 of Pentacles in the reverse can be financial impact. So I think that for some of you, it might be quitting a job, because I feel like you don't love it anymore. I'm going to say that you probably make enough money here to live, but it feels like you are not really heart happy anymore. I feel like you are, and that's what I mean by being sort of in a street fight with the heart energy here. I feel like you really do want a new beginning, doing something that makes you really overwhelmed and happy. Fish and water for me are money, and I feel like it could have to do with being happy financially, only because the 10 of Pentacles is here, the fish is here, the water's here, and I feel like you're struggling to make a decision about what to do, because it might make an impact to you financially. It could impact your health, but it does feel like something, like maybe if it's a job, you've been there forever, maybe 10 years, and now you're thinking that this isn't really what I want to do with my time anymore. This isn't really, my heart's not in it anymore. It's like you're battling your heart energy. It feels like your heart is pulling you toward doing something different, but you know it could, the thing that you love to do or want to do for a living is something that's not necessarily going to be in favor, be favorable for your finances. It feels like you were trying to find the courage to live on less, have less. Like it feels like you're like, I know that if I quit this job and I go to the thing that I love, that it doesn't pay as much and I'm going to have to take a loss. It feels like it also is the courage to be able to leave somewhere, something, a person, a job that you've been doing for a long time. This could be a long-term relationship for some of you, that you've decided that your heart, you're not exactly feeling like heart happy about it anymore. And I think that the Ace of Cups is something you desire, but you're really bargaining with yourself because I feel like you've been somewhere for a long time. We've got the Hierophant. You might be in an emotional commitment with somebody here. We've got the 9 of Wands. I really don't know if you're happy here. It's like it feels like somebody here thinks that something is coming to an end or they've had enough. It's brought you to a place where now you're battling yourself to stay. It does feel like an emotional commitment, but that could be an emotional commitment to a friend or a job or a loved one. It could be a marriage we're talking about. The Hierophant is here. I feel like you are trying to find the courage to be loyal, to stay. But the 9 of Wands tells me, yeah, I think you've been in this for a while, because look at all of that ivy growing around the leg of that person. Yeah, I think you've built a lot with this person, or built a lot of, built a career, built probably something that is sturdy and stable that, maybe it doesn't feel that sturdy and stable anymore. It feels like you want to remove yourself from this long-term commitment. And that could be a job, a friendship, it could be a love thing, because the Ace of Cups is here. But I think the Ace of Cups is a representation of you bartering with yourself about what's going to make you happy. And it's like you're battling between your head and your heart. I'm loyal, but I'm not necessarily, like, I know there's more happiness out there for me. Tell me more. We've got the Nine of Cups. Yeah, the Knight of Wands is here. Yeah, and the Page of Swords. This really does feel like you're looking into it, I would say. You're looking into moving, selling the house and buying something new, or moving into something new. You know what it is I feel like you don't know what it feels like to build your own happiness. The Nine of Cups being here with the Strength card tells me that you've been performing loyalty instead of doing the thing that you want to do for you. You've been holding back from maybe getting the perfect job, maybe going back to school. It feels like there's something here that is going to impact your material world. It could be finances, it could be health, time, effort, energy. Maybe you don't have enough of those things at this time. But it does feel like you have to find the courage to be in the Nine of Cups. And the Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment, yes, but it's something you've built on your own. It feels like you don't now want to be living for everybody else. I don't need the external validation. I'm trying to find the courage to do something that I love, be loyal to myself. But it feels like it's going to have to destabilize your life for a little bit here, Gemini, in order for you to get what you want that makes you ultimately happy on the inside and the outside. I feel you're going to have to destabilize your life, and I think you're looking into that right now. I'm going to say that you thought that this commitment was going to last forever, and it could be to an employer, like I said, whatever the Ten of Pentacles is. I thought I was going to be here forever, but I'm over it. I'm burning out. I've been here for so long, arguing with myself about whether or not I deserve the Ace of Cups. Look at this. Look at this. We've got the Page of Swords looking over at the Knight. It's like you see everyone else having fun, taking risks, doing their thing. And you're standing here with the sword saying, I've got to find my way. I've got to dig up, find more information, be honest with myself. It feels like you're holding back from doing something. I'm going to put 2 cards down here. We're going to see what's under the surface that you don't quite see yet, my friend. Tell me about Gemini. Queen of Swords. You're about to liberate yourself. It does feel like you've been thinking about this for a while. You're about to liberate yourself. This is the hardest decision of your life, or one of, I would say. The 2 swords is telling me here that it's either this or that. You can't have both. So you've got to make a decision here that's really tough, and I think right now you're looking into it, trying to get more information, trying to be a student, watching people take risks. How did you do that without losing money? How did you do that without losing your relationship? We've got the 8 of Swords. Ooh, yeah. It does feel like you're this close to finally, standing up, liberating yourself, putting up some boundaries and saying, look, this is exactly how I feel about the situation. 8, 9, 10. It feels like you want to relieve yourself of something. You feel betrayed. Something has not turned out the way you thought it would because the 10 of Pentacles is in the reverse. And it feels like you've been at it for a really long time. You've been very loyal. And now it feels like, you know what? I just want to burn it all to the ground and start again. The Knight of Wands is brave and is moving fast, but also it's a destabilizing energy because the Knight of Wands doesn't count on getting to the end result. They don't really care if they get to the outcome. I want the happiness, the excitement. I want to be brave and take risks on the journey. Let's talk about the Ace of Cups. Tell me why the Ace of Cups is here for Gemini, please. Tower is here. It feels like you have changed how you feel. So this definitely could be marriage related, long-term relationship related. Something here is, it's like an upheaval of the heart space, or something has happened to crack you open emotionally. You're realizing something here about the Ace of Cups. The Justice card is here, that I'm not getting any justice in love. I'm not getting any justice in what makes my heart happy. I think this is a time of reckoning, I would say. Wrestling or reckoning with yourself about restoring my life to where it was before I let everyone else write on the slate of who I was. I feel like, I don't think you're a people pleaser, but I feel like you like to do things that make other people happy. And one of those things I feel is being loyal to a commitment that I think you're just tired of at this point. Got the King of Wands. It really does feel that you need more excitement. Look, I feel like the Justice card is inspiring you to break away from something that is traditional, that you can count on, something that you can set your watch to, something that you've been loyal to for a really long time. The King of Wands is inspiring you to grab that Ace of Wands and go. I think the thing is that you know that you are going to destabilize your harmony. I feel like this whatever you're in, whether it's a job or a marriage or a relationship, it could be karmic. You could be getting a lot of really good lessons from here, but it's no longer emotionally fulfilling for you anymore. Tell me why the Strength card is here. Got the Six of Cups. I want the courage to be able to do what I've always wanted to do. It feels like you have a skill, you have a thought pattern, you have something that you've always wanted to do. Maybe you've always wanted to travel. Maybe you feel like something that you learned in your childhood is something you've always wanted to do, but you didn't out of loyalty. The Empress is here. And the Five of Cups is here. Okay. When I see the Empress and the Queen of Swords, if you've been here, you know. If you've been here for a while watching me read, you know that when the Empress here is on the table with the Queen of Swords, that this is the last lesson that you are learning, whether you are the feminine or the masculine, whether you're a man or a woman, this is the last lesson that is the hardest. It feels like the hardest lesson for you, even though you're Gemini, but this is Libra. I feel like the hardest lesson for you is standing up, putting up your boundaries and saying, no, I'm not going to act this role anymore. I am not happy being this character in your life anymore. I'm not that person. It feels like you are being very honest with somebody in your life, but you have been so in your head about it, overthinking. It feels like you're a prisoner, like you're not allowed to have your own thoughts. You're not allowed to say what you want. You're not allowed to have your own feelings. This definitely could be a job that you feel a prisoner to. But I feel like you're about to liberate yourself from this place that you've become imprisoned in. The Five of Cups is here. I feel like you're not necessarily happy. It almost feels like a little bit of emotional regret that even though I am the Empress, that I am not living up to my potential. It's like an Alice in Wonderland thing, right? Alice in Wonderland, she got stuck in the house and she kept growing and growing, and she kept trying to accommodate being small to be in that space. She didn't want to go. But I feel like it's time for you to go. I feel like you're outgrowing a vibration, Gemini, and you're outgrowing something that you committed to years ago. So maybe you said, this is something I'm going to stay here for the rest of my life. And I feel like you're outgrowing that, because I feel like the Six of Cups is here reminding you to remember who you used to be. It's like an unfolding. We've got all these lotus flowers here. It's like an unfolding. It's not something you've got to learn. It's something you're supposed to remember. Tell me why the Nine of Wands is here. We've got the Ace of Wands. That's 10 wands, my friend. I feel like there is some sort of mental burden that you're carrying around, something that you're not saying. Definitely something that you're not saying, something that you want to release because it's painful. I'm not having any fun here anymore. Even being, I'm just basically here because I'm loyal. The Three of Swords is here. I feel like you just want to travel. You want excitement. You want to be creative. It feels like I feel like you just want to drop the heartache or the heartbreak of, I can't say it any clearer than you are portraying yourself as a character. You're not really living who you are. This is who you are. This is who you are. And I feel like you're portraying a character in someone else's life because it makes them happy. I think that you feel that if you put up boundaries, you pull your energy back, and you don't end up finding your courage, that it would make somebody else happy. But you need happiness too. and I don't think you're happy right now. I think that you really, really want the Ten of Cups, but I feel like it just feels like the meaning of the Ten of Cups has changed for you. Like maybe you really wanted this thing when you got into it 10 years ago, and that seemed like the ultimate apex of happiness for you, but I don't think you're there anymore. And I think you're not being honest with yourself because it means you're going to have to disappoint somebody. I think you just want to get on the horse and go. I think you want to do van life. No, maybe not, right? But I think you just want to do something out of the ordinary. You want to travel, have adventure, take some risks. It feels like you're at this place in your life where you're not playing it safe anymore. We've got the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, I'd rather sell everything I own and move into a van. The Two of Swords here, the Nine of Swords here. But I feel like there's a block. There's a worry. The worry is, but what if I decide I'm not going to be loyal to this anymore? It impacts everything in my Pentacle world. Could be money, time, effort, energy, family. It's going to impact everything. I think your worry is if you remove the block and you release something, and swords, and you stand up and say it really honestly, that something is going to break down, impact your life, impact your marriage, impact your relationship, your job. It feels like somebody's getting ready to stand up and be counted. Somebody is getting ready to just release something because nothing ever grows in the comfort zone. That's what it looks like. It's time for some celebration. It's time for some fun. And it's also time to take some sort of a leap of faith, which can be very exciting, but also terrifying, is what it feels like. I feel like you've fantasized about just leaving your job or just walking out, never coming back. But I feel like you would do it the traditional way. What I mean is if you're married, you will get the divorce. If you are somebody who is, you'll split the assets. Because I feel like this tells me that you're loyal, you're upstanding, you stand on business, you do the right thing. So I'm going to go into the extended. If you want to hear me talk about this, and this, I'm going to talk about how you stand up, why you couldn't. It feels like you're sort of in, like I said, a street fight with the self about being inspired to go out and do something you've always wanted to do. It feels like you feel time is short or of the essence. And we're going to go into the extended. We're going to talk all about that. So if you're interested in being in the extended, please look in the pinned comment. It's under this video here, the very first comment, and there will be 2 links there. One is for the membership, if you're interested in that, and that's where I will doing all the extendeds. If you're interested in a private read, because this might ring a bell for you, then please look at the link to Hypsee. You can go there and look at all my prices, my packaging. I offer pre-recorded readings as well as live ones. So you have to pre-book for all of it, and whether it's a live or a pre-recorded reading, you will get all kinds of discounts on the live reads if you pre-book them with me. And I love those. They're so much fun when we do them. And if you're interested in a pre-recorded reading, they're all there. Also, this week until the 12th of August at midnight, there is a flash sale on. It is a reading that is 1 question, very little backstory, maybe 2 lines if you need to give me a backstory at all. Sun, Moon, Rising, give that to me, and 1 question. You will get the answer back in 48 hours, and that's only until the 12th of August. It's a $25 read, and have at it. Boy, you guys are keeping me busy, and it's a lot of fun. I'm going to go for now and into the extension. If you're there, that's great. That's where I'll be. I'm going to be back because I'm always back, and if you're here, then I'll see you then. Take care, Gemini. Thank you. Bye-bye.